What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Suppe. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Rapl. The map is Ghost Lake, and we've got an interesting matchup, Loki versus Odin. But it's not just any Loki versus Odin. It's Loki versus Odin on 3 bore, 1 gold mine Ghost Lake with an exposed gold mine here for Rapl. And if you know Suppe, you know that means one thing and one thing only. HEIMDALL rush. It has to be a HEIMDALL here. We see that Suppe's going for the classic opener here as Loki, where you go for the boars. You go for the dwarf early, and then you jump onto this boar. One of the big advantages of playing Loki over playing Odin using this build is you only have to gather 105 wood, and we see exactly 105 wood here for Suppe. So it's an absolutely perfect amount here for him, as the Ulfsark's going to be searching around the map looking for something to do. Potentially, well, he just wants to grab as many goats as he can. I think that's a really, really important thing to do when going for a HEIMDALL rush, is to have your goats, because it means you're obviously not going to be able to defend your hunt, but your opponent can't raid you while you're eating herdables. So having a bunch of those is a really, really important thing. As the dwarf going to come over here now onto the gold mine, another dwarf going to be coming out, lots more villagers coming onto the gold to get himself the temple here. And let's check out what Rapl's plan is at the moment. A couple more villagers coming out, the Ulfsark scouting around, trying to find himself where his second hunt is. He actually has missed it here, it seems, as it's currently sitting really, really far forward. All the hunt is actually quite far forward on the map. And we'll see how things are going to go. Okay, so we've got a question. Why exactly 105 wood? Well, it's after you've bought this ox cart and this house, you will have exactly 105 wood left to get your third ox cart out and get your temple up. As we see a random wall get thrown up, and it looks like Suppe actually planned this one differently than I was expecting. He's going for a temple at home. This is very, very different. So he might be going for just a FORSETI play here. We'll see if it's going to work or not, as Rapl here is throwing up his temple right next to his gold mine. We'll see how things are going to go here. Yeah, I probably didn't explain that very well. Ox carts as Loki cost 25, so they only cost 25 wood, as opposed to an Odin ox cart or a Thor ox cart, which costs 50 wood. It's one of the benefits, apparent benefits of Loki, but you also lose out on 80 hit points as well for that reduced cost. For some reason, way back in Ensemble Studios days, and I'm talking like 2002 or 2003, probably 2003, Ensemble Studios thought that Loki, with the full, with the 180 HP ox cart, was just too strong. It was just way too strong. So they decided to nerf that and say, yeah, we're going to leave that cheaper ox cart in there, but we're going to nerf that down to 100 HP. And I go, why? What was happening back in 2003 that made an 180 HP ox cart so terrifying for everyone? And the answer, I think, was that the HEIMDALL rush was at its height of domination in 2003, probably because no one knew how to play the game. And as soon as someone works out a strategy, which is strong early game, it ends up being overpowered. Not that it is overpowered, but just because people haven't worked out how to beat it. And developers, even now, will just over-nerf things if people say that it's overpowered at the start of the game. As we do see the Ulfsark here deciding to get a little bit sneaky here, walking in. We see Freya versus FORSETI, which is a very unique thing. You don't actually see this very often in this matchup anymore. Normally it's HEIMDALL from the Odin and HEIMDALL from the Loki, or FORSETI from the Loki. As you see the Rapl dropping his longhouses down. I think this is exactly what you should be, as we just said, the forest fire coming in on this location. The troll going to be taking down the Ulfsuck nicely there. Nice play from Suppe as the Valkyrie coming around. I lost my train of thought here. Oh, this is exactly what you should be doing with your longhouses if you're playing from the Norse perspective. If you've got one hunt location, you want to be defending your hunt location. Put your longhouses right next to your hunt so that you can easily defend that hunt, because that's where your opponent is going to be attacking. As we can see, that no actual longhouses come down just yet for Suppe, as I'm not sure what his plan is here, but he's obviously deciding that he wants to grab a really, really early Hall of Thanes here as Rapl pushes forward into this location over here. There's the Longhouse. There's the Relic here coming in. Tail of Cerberus, giving him the Myth Unit special attack recharge time. That's going to allow his Frost Giants, if he gets to them, or his Battle Boars to do a lot more of their special abilities. But we'll see how that's gonna really do anything over here, as the Hersa sitting on this location going to be pulled back. The Valkyrie comes in just as those Hersa leave. Really nice play here from Rapl, playing around that, as one house does get taken down. Killing off these houses early is a really, really big hit to the Loki economy, because Loki needs that wood to get himself Hall of Thanes, which is a vitally important upgrade in these locations. As the villagers do retreat back, the Hersa come over here and say, "Get out of here, Valkyrie," and Rapl does oblige and says, "Okay, I will run." More units are going to be coming in here. We see the troll getting pushed back as the Hersa try to chase this one down. Oftentimes it is super value to actually pick off the troll rather than leaving it alive, because trolls, the nature of having a troll generally means that you have access to Healing Spring, and that troll can get back up to full HP here. As the raiding cavalry look to try and push through here, these walls up here for Suppe going to be enough to kind of block off his base here, enough to do some damage. We see the throwing axe trying to get a couple of hits onto the troll here, as it's staying alive at 50 HP every single time it throws a stone as well. It does get a little bit of HP back, as the Throwing Axeman going to be retreating away here. I think I worked it out to something like you need 8 Throwing Axemen to pick off a troll without losing. Maybe it was 9 Throwing Axemen to pick off a troll without losing, or while losing 1 Throwing Axeman. So if you trade 1 Throwing Axeman for a troll, it's kind of crazy how valued the trolls are against Throwing Axemen. So you need quite a few of them to deal with that. But we'll see how it's all going to go here. As the Hersa coming through here, troll going to be retreating back. We see the raiding cavalry swinging around the top here. These Hersa of Suppe getting very, very much caught out here. 2 Hersa going to be going down. Do we see Hall of Thanes yet? Still no Hall of Thanes for Suppe, as he's still struggling to get that wood income, as he's finally going to be getting it now, as I imagine he will be advancing that Hall of Thanes. So I think that arguably no Hall of Thanes and 2 trolls at this point would probably be a better option. But what's going to happen here now that Hall of Thanes is in is that Suppe is going to start raiding Rapl into the ground. Rappel's got a really, really immobile army, and it's going to be really tough for him to defend against any sort of raids here. So what Rapl needs to do is he needs to wall up his base. He needs to get these towers all upgraded and all these things that are really tough to do with Odin and with Norse in general when you're building forward. As you can see, all these houses are up as well. As we can see, the Hersa swinging in onto this position, the back gold mine as well. Going to be a really, really tough thing to be attacking here as well. As this longhouse is going down, that will hurt Suppe even more, as Suppe now throwing everyone onto wood, as it seems like he might be able to start going into... That's obnoxious. That's obnoxious there, just from Suppe. But he's now going to start taking houses down, taking down the Throwing Axemen on this location, as those Hersa roaming around the map, taking out everything here. As the wall does end up going down, and Rapl will have to take that one down. But Rapl going to be retreating back here, as he does realize he kind of needs to defend these villages on this berry bush here, as the house does end up falling. This house will end up falling as well here. But Rapl comes back in, going to start throwing some axes in. Will he pick off a unit? No, he's not going to. Suppe's going to be retreating back. I see even the longhouses of Rapl going to be getting taken down. But Rappel's economy probably a little bit stronger than Suppe's at the moment. But Suppe will be getting some myth units coming out from his heroes. As Rapl now looking to get a raid onto the wood line of Suppe. We'll see if that's going to help. Tons more houses coming up. Another long house as well coming through as the Hersa do decide to make a quick turnaround onto those raiding cavalry before retreating away. Going to look for someone else to do here. As the Hersa come through, the village is going to be retreating through the gate here. No pickoffs there as Suppe's calmly going to move on to this location. There is a gold mine over here that potentially Rapl should just say, no worries, let's just go and attack that gold mine now. That's the only gold mine that really matters here. As we see Rapl happily coming in, going to be trying to pick off some of those myth units over here as they're retreating back, happily sitting on that healing spring for the time being. As the Raven spots the dwarves on this location over here, the raiding cavalry does get taken down as Suppe is trying his best to snipe units here. But the question is going to be, is he going to snipe this? No, he's just going to continue to retreat back. Maybe going to take out some villagers over on this location. Rapl not paying attention here. Finally decides to turn around, but the ox cart going to be the focus here as Rapl going to have to retreat all the way back home. Population differential right now, 105 for Rapl to Suppe's 103, so it's incredibly close here on this game, and Suppe is controlling this beautifully. This army over here of Rapl getting completely caught out here, not paying attention on that one, trying to fight off on this location, maybe picking off a unit or two, but both players here finding themselves in a very, very weird position as the Hersa do decide to come in onto this fight, taking on those throwing axemen nicely on the back here, retreating back over on this location. Got a handful of Hersa here. The INDR coming in, going to be doing so much help, but Suppe going to be retreating back for the time being. Still sitting at 104 of 105 population, still getting raids in with these Hersa as the villagers do retreat back onto this location. They have to turn around and take that fight and hopefully not see any myth units here that get spawned. A little bit of micro here from Rapl, losing one villager over here, one throwing axeman coming through to try and defend on this location as the dwarves will be retreating away here. Suppe not quite enough gold to get to the next age here. Well, he does have enough gold to get to the next age, but he's not going to be looking to do that just yet, as we do see that the Hersa are going to be trading equally over here. If he gets one house, there's potential for this Hersa to actually get himself a myth unit spawn here, but the village is going to come through, finish off that Hersa, get back onto the berries. We got some dwarves spreading out onto the map, but Suppe, there's only 4 gold mines on this map. You actually already kind of know that here, but he doesn't know where the other gold mine of Rapl is. It's over here. And Suppe is going to be sending his dwarves looking for something, but he's just not going to find it here in this game. And this is going to give Rapl a really, really big chance to find his way back in. And there could have been a gold mine here, but there's a big forest there instead. As the army going to be moving in onto this location, those throwing axemen doing a lot of damage over here for Rapl, trying to fight this one off. Those raiding cavalry need to jump onto the throwing axemen of Suppe here. We see Einiyar helping out a ton in this fight here as well, but we'll see how it's all going to go. Rapl sitting at 95 population. Suppe, on the other hand, sitting at 100 of 115 population, but most of those Hersa are getting sniped down. The Hersa of Rapl here trying to take down the Einiyar, but the Einiyar just doing so much help here, absolutely massacring the army of Rapl as Rapl does decide to tap out as Suppe was searching all over the map for gold mines here, but the army of Loki, the FORSETI army of Loki, just too strong at that full population mark here. Suppe getting way too much value out of FORSETI, out of Hall of Thanes, out of his raids onto Rapl. Rapl just could not control that. It is really, really tough to make that work here. Funnily enough, I think the best players to send your villagers back home and be eating berries in your base, goats in your base, and trying to get to the heroic age as best as you can, but it's such a tough one here for Odin if you don't win this one. For Freya in the early game, it's just the base was just way too defensive for Suppe, but he did play it incredibly well here. Very, very nice play. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next game.